Hello, YouTube. Hope everyone is having a great start to their 2025. Um, just had a wonderful birthday meal. My lovely partner, wife, took me out. Um, so hope everyone is having a great weekend. I'm enjoying mine. So what I thought I'd do is I thought I'd share with you in this video some of the autographs that we've gotten, through the basically through like our travels last year as well, because we go to a lot of the shows like Fanatics Fest and the All Star Game Fan Fest and Comic Cons, etc. And I found that I never really got a chance to show off the stuff that I got. So and this is stuff like from before as well. So today I thought I'd take a little bit of time, show you some of the stuff we got, and then maybe the stories around it. Kind of a lot of this is pretty much most of everything is in person. So granted, I'm just a guy on YouTube, so believe me or not, but this is the stuff I got in person, so I know this is how they sign and stuff. So, anyways, I hope you enjoy it, and I'm gonna start. And if you could, I want to thank everybody for liking the videos and subscribing on this channel. It's a hobby channel, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So I'm gonna start here. So first off, last year, because the All Star Game was in Toronto, and the Leafs generally have like activities around the city, there was an alumni Leafs alumni gathering. So they had certain Leaf alumni signing, and it was for free. Actually, it was nice. Um, Here I got Shane Corson. He was also a former Canadian, but he was really nice. Got to chat with him a little bit. He's actually in Toronto, and he actually was really nice, and he was even telling me he enjoys doing these things for the fans. Um, so it was, like I said, it was free. It was at City Hall, and they even did like a Rick Vive actually did a. I'm not sure if he was skating, but Rick Vive is older now, obviously, but he was there. I didn't get a chance to get his signature, but he was there as well. But Shane Corson was great here. So yeah, this is for also Canadians fans as well. Next one we got from the All Star. So the All Star game was held in Toronto last year. This year, obviously, not having one due to the Four Nations Cup, but there was an All Star game like fan fest, and there we got the amazing, and I know former Leaf, but I remember it was a Calgary Flame winning that cup, and he's a super nice gentleman, Mister Lanny McDonald. Um, and it was interesting because it was under the cat. They had a display there, and didn't cost us anything. I'm granted we had to pay for the admission, but hey, that's cool. And he was so nice. He's even telling me I have to take care of my missus. So Lenny's always obviously the gentleman, but he was such a nice guy. Um, Still got the mustache going as well. Wishing him. I know he had a little bit of a health issue, so he thankfully recovered. Wishing him all the best. He was such a nice guy. I remember obviously his cup win with this. What was it? Calgary. I think it was '88. Mike Vernon, Joe Newendike, that team. So, uh, but anyways, it was and obviously he came up through the Leafs, but he was frankly I don't remember him on the Leafs, so I always remember him as a Flame, but more specifically I remember him as a really nice guy. But there's his autograph, Mr. Lanny McDonald, and that was the NHL All Star Game Fan Fest. Also at that same event, Mr. Jeff O'Neill, he he's on in Toronto. He's on TSN. But I actually remember when his cards came out. There was Canadian juniors, his rookie was super hot. He was like a really hot prospect. He had his career. You know, um, but he's successful in terms of his TV career as well. So it was a nice guy as well. Very polite and I appreciate his time and stuff. So yeah, Mr. Jeff O'Neill. Again, the All Star um, uh, Fan Fest in Toronto. I also have a video of that as well on my channel if you want to see the walkthrough. Next one was a real thrill of mine. Mr. Matt Sundin. And remember, these are all free. You just had to wait. The lines were ridiculous. Unfortunately, you couldn't get everyone you wanted because, frankly, you're going to have to miss people, right? So you're going to have to pick and choose. So Matt's was our guy, thankfully. Very nice. I even told him he was here and popular when I was in high school, and I even told him that he kind of, he gave me the kind of the approval sign. It was awesome. So it was really nice seeing him. He's still loved in Toronto. Great player, Matt Sundin. But you know what? I will say, being traded for Wendell Clark, we got to remember that as well. Wendell is loved in Toronto as well, and but hey, that's okay. Okay, so next thing I'm going to show you here, Fanatics Fest. In New York. This is Mr. Dwight Gooden, the legendary, and I do mean legendary, New York Mets pitcher. Folks, you look up his stats. His early stats were amazing. Um, it's sad, and he's probably also my why sports cards aren't a great investment, but he had all the potential. Great pitcher. Um, was it the '86 season? It was phenomenal. They probably blew out his arm because he pitched a lot of innings, and unfortunately he had some issues with drugs as well. But then he had come back years ago, and I remember he was on the Yankees, and he threw I think it was like a no hitter, and that was great. Nice guy when we were there. I remember telling him that my first year I remember watching baseball, and it was 1986. I remember, the Red Sox and the Mets World Series. As a kid, if you think about it, you know, the great nicknames on that team: the Chicken Man, the Rocket, Jim Rice, Doc Gooden, Dale Strawberry. Like, these are just some great names for as a kid. Okay, captures the imagination, and then that World Series in itself, the way they won it, it's Gary Carter as well. It was how could you not get hooked as a baseball fan, right? But anyways, this is his signed ball. I got that at Fanatics Fest, New York. Really happy I got to do that in person. There's something just about getting these things done in person as well, folks. I know we can buy them. Unfortunately, obviously, some people, if you want a Babe Ruth autograph or a Mickey Mantle or, Maurice Richard, right? You're going to have to actually get a, something that's you can't get in person, obviously. But anyways, and here, this was at the Niagara Falls Comic Con. This, no, I know they rebooted the movie this year. It's not this one. We're talking about the old '90s, The Crow, starring the late Brandon Lee, and this is James O'Barr. Okay, so he is the author of the original Crow comic book series, and what's really cool was got him to sketch this out as well when he was there. I remember watching this as a kid, the movie. I followed actually the late Brandon Lee's career extreme tragedy of what happened. But this is the sketch. It's gorgeous. And this is just, the movie book, but really what it is the sketch. And that was really cool. This is something I really wanted for a long time. It's nice as an adult, obviously. You get to go and pick these things up, and it's very exciting. So sorry. Okay. So going back here. Okay, I'm gonna put these right here. So I mentioned that Fanatics Fest. Well, not Fanatics Fest, at the All-Star Game Festival. We got these free. So good old Matt was kind enough to give us sign a couple of our cards. So this is the old score rookie. I know it's the American one. Good old Matt's. And this is the old Upper Deck French. For you folks remember that back in the day, these had these huge multiples. But this was the Matt Sundin rookie, and he signed that as well. They're really nice. And then at back to Fanatics Fest New York, finally getting these signed, and these were hard. Believe it or not, he plays in Toronto, but we have a hard time getting him to sign things here. So he finally got him in New York. It was Austin Matthews. So we got this Young Guns signed, and then also the Upper Deck Premier signed as well. So that's really cool. There's a crazy lineup for him. Fanatics Fest New York overall, there was crazy lines. They did need to beef up security and the organization as well, because they were kind of all over the place. But it was really cool though to get that finally done. I think we waited, no joke, probably 2 to 3 hours for that, and it wasn't cheap as well, right? Those you obviously have to pay. Next one was at the Toronto Fan Expo years ago, but for you Doctor Who fans, I don't know. It's very nice, funny, had great chemistry with David Tennant. Again at the this one was Fan Expo as well. Can't remember, this is Fan Expo. This was Brandon Roth. I know he's not. I know people didn't like this particular Superman, but I actually did. Reminds me a lot of the Christopher Reeve one. I enjoyed it. He was super nice. I also got the poster signed, but I have to, it's actually really big. I wouldn't be able to show it on here, but it was really nice. This card with a piece of the memorabilia. So I enjoyed that. At Niagara Falls Comic Con many years ago, Margot Kidder, and this is one of the color splits on the old top Superman cards. So I know these are tough also, but obviously got her to sign it. She was nice. Unfortunately, she's passed on. So rest in peace. Lois, she was great in those old 80s Superman movies. I remember. That was great. Fan Expo. He was there for a while, signing for a while. So this is I think it's like a tie piece. Good old Stan Lee from Marvel fame. I got a bunch of stuff signed from him, obviously during that period. Unfortunately, he's passed on. Nice gentleman. I know there's a lot of controversy around those signings, but he was very nice. He's always really nice to the kids too when the kids went. Or I brought my niece one time. He was super nice to her. Okay. Fan Expo one year had a sports section, and that year is in Toronto. Obviously, I got this signed and love this card because I'm a Doug Gilmore fan. So I do like I like I mean obviously I like McDavid, but like I do like the Leafs, but it's just you know they've burned me for 40 something years. But Doug Gilmore rookie, got the sign in person. That was great. Really like that. Favorite piece of mine, to be quite honest with you. One of my favorite pieces. Really like this one. He also did the 18 too. Um, Niagara Falls Comic Con. That's a great one. The $1 Million Man is the WWF. Ted DiBiase. It was great too. I told him when you were a kid, you made me cry, eh? And he started laughing because it was that time me and Andre screwed Hogan out of the title, right? And I started to, and he started laughing, in that $1 Million Man laugh. It was quite funny. Super nice guy. Um, you know, it's a great card. Great character. Great character. Just especially from if you grew up in that generation. Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, was great. Okay, Niagara Falls Comic Con, and this was gotten a long time ago because, as far as I know, he doesn't sign these anymore. Rick Woo, the Man Flair, and this is the '83 Wrestling All Stars rookie. Um, it was a great experience for us. I know, we were early on. We lined up early on, and we got this signed, and something else. And he was nice with us, um, and thankful for that because my memories are great of meeting Rick. Um, it's funny though because I heard later on he he lost his patience with a reporter, right? Because I think he was there for a long time, and I understand. And obviously he is getting older, especially now. I mean, and anyways, Rick. So getting back to Fan Expo, that one time when they had the big sporting sports people there as well. That was a big score for me as well because I got this one, and I don't think he signs this anymore. It's the Hulkster. I know he's gotten political, and that's why a lot of people either dislike him or love him. I love Hogan for Hogan. I can separate the politics and everything from it. I love Hogan as a kid, so it's really cool having this Wrestling All Stars. On that event, it was a great big score for me because also got the great Joe Montana. I know he charges more for this now, but I got his rookie signed, and he was nice about it too. I remember when he signed, he signed this for me, and then we noticed it's nicely signed. He actually was pretty nice. He held it. He kind of blew on it a bit just to make sure it was dried off so I don't smudge it. And then when it was dry enough, he handed it back to me. Super nice guy. I really enjoyed that. And it's kind of cool because it wasn't a packed line, and you're kind of just sitting there with Joe Montana, all right? So, um, very nice guy. Um, Same event, and unfortunately, this great gentleman is no longer with us. Mr. Gordie Howe, and he was with his son there, and right to the very end, like he was ill, and I felt bad, you know, because like it's nice for him to be there, and it's nice to get to have seen him. I've seen him through the years, and obviously his health was better, so it is tougher to see, right? Um, Blessed to have gotten this, and really really cherish this, and love this, and wish obviously his whole family all the best. You know, rest in peace, Mr. Hockey. It was really really love this card. But and this tops card as well. I know there's the rookie, the Parkhurst, but I always found that this 54 tops was a much more attractive card. Um, you know, so let's see what else we got here. Okay, so another thing I got here. Let me see if I can. Okay, sorry, I know the not great on the camera, but this is a Penny Hardaway jersey. Um, Again, grew up watching this era, so Penny Hardaway. Folks, if you get a chance to watch him, he was such an amazing player. If he was playing in this generation with these rules, my gosh, this guy used to give Jordan fits. It's a shame that Shaq did leave because he took on way too many minutes, and then eventually injuries caught up to him. But he was an amazing player. Those Air Pennies, there's a reason why the hype won those. Like, legitimately, we believe that he was the next in line to take over after Jordan. Um, you know, this guy, like, he had it all. His tools. He could palm the ball. I know Kobe had a hard time palming the ball. This guy was super efficient. Um, his competitiveness was up there. Um, he was a great player. Just wish him and Shaq could have, worked it out. But and then maybe the timing wasn't right too because of the Jordan dynasty still wasn't over. But I think definitely after they could have really, and then obviously they were actually the ones in the middle that did, beat him. I'm a Jordan fan, just to be clear, but you gotta give this guy his due. He was so amazing. So, and super nice guy at the show as well. Got to chat with him a bit and just tell him, how much we appreciated his play. And kind of what he contributed. Great memories. If you get a chance, folks, and you've never seen him, look him up on YouTube. His highlights. Fantastic player. Fantastic player. Okay, so I'll make a little bit of room here. Oh, that Penny Hardaway was at Fanatics Fest, New York, and I had to pay for that, but it was well worth it. Okay, so this last one was at a special event held in Toronto, and got this Winged Eagle belt signed by Bret the Hitman Hart, the WWF legend. Super, super nice guy. This poor guy stayed up on this belt. Well, this is the Winged Eagle belt. He stayed up so long to sign for us. It was like, I'm not kidding, like 3 or 4 hours, possibly 5, because when I got out of there, there was still a ton of people. Possibly 6. It was such a great guy. Growing up watching him progress from the Heart Foundation, to singles. Unfortunately, obviously, whether people want to admit it, he was part of creating the Stone Cold persona in terms of that switch. Um, Part of creating that Mr. McMahon character, even though obviously Mr. McMahon is a lot closer to Vince McMahon now. Um, but in terms of, and then obviously, unfortunately, in his WCW run wasn't as great, and he got injured with the Goldberg kick. It's a tragedy, but Bret Hart really, if you actually look through wrestling history, um, he's right up there. He really is. But love that signature as well. Like, isn't that great? It's amazing. But anyways, for now, this is some of the stuff I got. Like I mentioned, the stuff I got in person. So I don't know if you ever question about an autograph. You can look these up. Why not? I'm not saying they're the other ones aren't, but I know that these things that I got today I'm showing off are the ones I got in person. But a lot of fun getting these things. Really enjoy it. I hope to get more. And I enjoy taking folks along on a lot of the events that we go to. So, anyways, thanks again. I just had a great birthday dinner. I'm in a great mood. I hope you folks are having a wonderful weekend. It's Super Bowl weekend. Whoever wins, I hope they have a wonderful weekend as well. Whoever loses, I hope they have a wonderful weekend. But hope we all have a good time. So, thanks again. Really appreciate it. If you could do me a favor, like the video and subscribe to my channel. I'm a tiny channel, and I got more stuff coming. So, thanks again. All the best. Bye-bye.